Hi, it's Chris Steven again coming back at you, and thanks for coming along. I appreciate your interest in this important topic, and it's a super important topic that I've been following now for the better part of about a month and a half. So what is fueling this incredible seller's market? All the buyer interest, the demand, the highest median prices in history. And that one thing, it's also the biggest threat potentially moving forward to home sellers who procrastinate selling their house in the future. If you guessed it, great. If you haven't guessed it, the number one thing is interest rates. That's it. And I think that is going to become more obvious to you as we have this conversation. Interest rates are the driver and the underpinning behind it all, behind the highest median prices, between the low home inventory, the incredible buyer demand, and all the refinances taking place. And I'm going to accentuate this point with a story. A few weeks ago, I was on a listing appointment. And at that time, I had been studying this whole scenario for a couple of weeks. And I was with a wonderful seller couple and accountant and an attorney. And the accountant was asking some great questions. Attorney was asking some great questions, husband and wife. And they asked, is it a good time to sell? And I said, it's the best time to sell in the history of my time in real estate since 1990, by far. We are massively appreciated beyond the levels of 2007, 2008. And we have extremes everywhere, and they're all to the seller's benefit. So that kind of dynamic doesn't come along very often. And when it does come along, it doesn't last very long either. So it's something to take advantage of. And if you're thinking of timing the market, like that's a fool's game. You can't time the market, but you can certainly look at trends and look at data and make great decisions, right? Well, she asked me a question. She said, what if rates go down? I said, let me explain what I'm seeing in the market that's going to maybe answer that question, right? If you're a home seller in today's market, in the future, with all of the people that just purchased at historical low interest rates, and all the people that have just refinanced at historical low interest rates, those people will be extracted out of the marketplace for the next 3 to 10 years as they enjoy those low interest rates, because those low interest rates are not transferable to the next owner. So those homeowners are not going to be selling, thus they're not going to be buying. That's millions of people. It's a ton of people. Now, we might be buffered in the Geneva Lakes area a little bit or southeastern Wisconsin in total, actually, because of the Illinois demand for primary and second homes. But in all honesty, in answer to her question about what happens if rates go down, that problem, in my opinion, it just deepens. You get more people at low interest rates from refinancing, and more people who purchase at low interest rates, and more people who aren't going anywhere for 3 to 10 years. That's a problem. And that's if interest rates don't go up. What if interest rates go up? And at some point in time, if the economy starts heating up and interest rates do tick up, it's kind of just icing on the cake in the scenario that we're going to talk about in the next video following this, where we move into a different quadrant of the market. And that simply is from a seller's market where you have low housing inventory and high buyer demand, to probably the worst case scenario where you have low buyer demand and low housing inventory. And that's a place nobody wants to be, and certainly a home seller. That's where you start getting, 200 days on the market on average, 180 days on the market, and price reductions all over the place. So if you're thinking about selling at any time in the next, 12 months, I would seriously just sometime in the next 3 to 6. Maybe 9 on the outside. Anywhere past that, you might be rolling the dice a little bit. It's the best advice that I can give. It's the advice that I gave them. They're going to take action in the springtime, which I think is going to be absolutely satisfactory for them. And I do think they will get top dollar in the market. I want to let you know that we are coming out with a new newsletter, and this newsletter is going to be like this video. It's going to be introspective on aspects of the local real estate economy that few people talk about, and that you need to know. That's great information to be able to make decisions by. Our goal is to just be the value agent, to be the value brokerage, bring you true information to make great decisions in the future. So if you click on this link below, you can subscribe to that. And when you do, you'll be taken to some fantastic information so you can keep abreast of this changing market in the way that I just discussed, and be able to see for yourself as the trends change and the numbers change, when is probably the best window of opportunity. And of course, you can always make a phone call and call me, or simply email me, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Okay. So subscribe to our newsletter. We are thrilled to be bringing that to you. It's not a canned package. It's something that'll be personally written by myself. And we'll be able to collaborate, and share ideas. So if you're thinking about buying or selling and you need some advice, I'm here for that. I'm here for you. Okay. So subscribe now, and we'll see you again just in a few on a screen share. Thanks.